Hey guys, I wanted to record a video today about grades. So if you're taking my class in person and you were there the first day of class, you may have already heard me talk about this a little bit already. But I just want to say again for everyone that part of the reason I set up the class the way I do is that I have come to believe I have come to believe that grades are stupid. Like, really stupid. Because when we think about what the point of a grade is, it is to assess a product that is meant to represent some kind of cognitive change or mastery in another person, at least in the context of education. So, for example, if I wanted to, I could give you a reading quiz every week and ask you to answer questions about whatever the required reading was that week. And in grading those, if it was a multiple choice or if it was a short answer, I, an imperfect human being with a subjective point of view, would be evaluating the way you answered those questions to try to assign some number that I plucked out of the sky to determine how well you had mastered what I read. Those of you who flipped through the book real quick to look up the answer could get the same grade as someone who read and deeply considered the chapter for hours. So what does that grade mean? I don't think it means anything. And if I asked a colleague to write a reading quiz over the same reading, and they went through that process, would their assessment of your learning be the same as mine? Maybe. But the fact that it could be dramatically different is yet another piece of evidence that what we think grades are doing is not actually what grades are doing. So I have decided to stop grading. That doesn't mean that I don't record a grade at the end of the semester. That doesn't mean that I don't set benchmarks for what I want you, what sort of level of work I expect to translate into a grade at the end of the semester. But each piece of work that you submit to me, I will not put a grade on it. And that means that at no point during our time together during the semester can you email me and say, can you just tell me what my grade is right now? And have me answer anything other than no. Sorry. Here's what I'm going to be looking for at the end of the semester as you and I figure out what your final grade should be. So this is like radically different than anything you've ever experienced before. I'm guessing, unless you've taken Bill Taylor's class, in which case this is your second exposure to this idea of what's sometimes called ungrading. But I'm just not going to engage in a pedagogical practice that I think is stupid. And I think assigning letter or numeric grades to student work is stupid. And so I refuse. If you're ever worried about how you're doing in this class, reach out to me and let's have a conversation about what you're doing and how the work that you're producing is going. But at the end of the semester, what I'm going to care about is first, that you are okay, like mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically. And secondly, that you have learned something that feels valuable and meaningful to you, and that you have experienced change in some way as a result of this class. And I'm not going to tell you what change I want to see, because I'm not an occupant of your head. I talked about that before class even started. So please, everybody, let's take a few deep breaths around the idea of grades. As I said in my videos last night, which may or may not have made things worse in terms of confusion, I need you to trust me. And I need you to know that I care about you, not about your grade. I think sometimes students feel like if they don't get a great grade, then their professor is going to be somewhat disappointed in them or not like them. See, I don't grade, so I don't have to worry about that. I care about you as an individual, regardless of what work you do or do not turn in, because you're human and you deserve to be cared about. And the work that you're doing is for your own learning. Why should I take that personally? That would be really self-centered of me. So I don't. I think you're awesome. And I just want to help you learn something that feels relevant and interesting and important to you. So that's my message about grades and why they're stupid. And if you want to talk about this topic more, I have like 5 books up there about why grades are stupid, and I'd be delighted to talk with you in depth about them anytime. But meanwhile, I hope you have a great week.